A honeymoon is supposed to be a time of love, relaxation, and unforgettable memories. But for Jack and Emma, their trip to the historic Stanley Hotel in Colorado, which they had planned out of excitement for the Rocky Mountains, turned into a night they would never forget for all the wrong reasons. The Stanley Hotel is a large, stately lodge that overlooks the mountain town of Estes Park. The grand white building stood tall against the backdrop of the Rocky Mountains, famous for its history and charm. It was summer of 1987. Jack and Emma had booked the hotel for their honeymoon. They arrived in the late afternoon, mesmerized by the grandeur of the building architecture and excited for their stay, completely unaware of the hotel's sinister secrets. They thought they have booked the perfect place for their honeymoon. As they checked in, the receptionist gave them a warm smile but seemed hesitant as she handed them the key to room 401. She said, "Enjoy your stay," but something in her tone made Emma uneasy. After checking in, Jack and Emma went straight to their room on the 4th floor. Their room was elegant, with vintage furniture and a breathtaking view of the mountains. As they settled in, it was hardly they had spent 30 minutes in the room. Jack noticed an envelope has appeared on the floor just inside the door, as if someone had slid it underneath. He picked it up and read the words scrawled in red ink. It said, "Run away from here." Emma laughed nervously. "It's probably just a prank," she said, but Jack wasn't so sure. He peeked into the hallway, empty. No signs of anyone who could have left it, but they decided to ignore it and continue with their evening. They rested for some time and went for the dinner in the hotel restaurant. On their way stopped at the reception to report this incident of the envelope, but they were told to ignore it. After dinner at the hotel restaurant, they returned to their room, hoping to shake off the strange feeling. But the night had other plans. Just past midnight, the room phone rang. Jack answered, but no one spoke. Only silence. He hung up, brushing it off as a wrong number. But then it rang again, but no one spoke, and it kept ringing after intervals repeatedly. Emma unplugged the phone, hoping that would end it. But as soon as she did, a loud knock echoed from the window. Their room was on the 4th floor, with no balcony. Jack pulled back the curtain, but there was nothing outside except darkness. Trying to calm their nerves, they got into bed, but the room had grown unbearably cold. Jack checked the thermostat. It was set to a comfortable 70 degrees Fahrenheit, but the air conditioning was blasting icy air. No matter what he did, it wouldn't turn off. Then, from the bathroom, they heard the unmistakable sound of water running. Emma hesitated before stepping inside. The sink faucet was on full blast. She turned it off, but as soon as she stepped away, the water started running again. Then, around 3 a.m., suddenly, a scream echoed from somewhere in the hallway. It was distant, yet chilling, like someone was in agony. Jack rushed to the door and peeked out, but the hallway was empty. No one was around. Then, just as he closed the door, after a few minutes, knocks sounded on the door, but when Jack opened the door again, there was no one in the hallway. It knocked again, this time much louder. Frozen in fear, they stared at the door. Jack swallowed hard and stepped forward, his hand trembling as he reached for the knob. He swung the door open. No one was there. Emma grabbed his arm and told Jack, "We're leaving." Neither of them hesitated. They threw their things into their bags and hurried out. The front desk clerk barely looked surprised when they returned their key well before sunrise. As they left the Stanley Hotel, Emma glanced up at their room window. For a split second, she swore she saw a shadowy figure standing there, watching them leave. As they drove down the winding roads away from the hotel, Jack felt an odd sensation in his chest, like a weight pressing down. Emma, staring out the window, gasped, suddenly asking him to stop the car. He slammed on the brakes, heart pounding. "What? What is it?" She pointed with a trembling hand. In the rearview mirror, she had seen a figure standing on the road behind them. A tall, shadowy shape, barely illuminated by the red glow of their taillights. But when Jack turned around, there was nothing there. To this day, Jack and Emma don't know what really happened that night. Maybe it was a prank, maybe their minds were playing tricks on them, or maybe, just maybe, the Stanley Hotel lived up to its haunted reputation. They never went back to find out.